Okay, so I'm making a slow cooker beef rendang. Now this takes about 15 minutes to prepare, and then the rest is done by the fridge and the slow cooker, so it's really easy cooking. So first things first, you need to make your flavour paste. So I've got here 2 onions. I'm using reds, you can use white onion if you want to. We tend to have red in the house, so I'm going with that. You don't need to chop them up particularly fine, just in chunks and into a jug or a tall glass. So I'm actually doing this on the evening before I want to eat it. It's coming up to about 5:30, so pretty much 24 hours before I'm intending to dish this up. And this one being a slow cooker one, it's literally stick everything together and then leave it let it do its thing. So I'm just very roughly chopping onions. Couple of cloves of garlic. These are a little bit on the weedy side, they've been around a while. So the recipe calls for 3. I've got, well, the equivalent of 3 here, I think. If they're particularly big, you might want to chop them fairly small, but I've got some really tiny ones here, so there's not much point in chopping them down. Whoa. Right, so for this you'll need a slow cooker. Most slow cookers are pretty much the same. So this the one we've got has got a high and low setting. It's also got a heat up and other things as well, but high and low is pretty much what you need. So that's my equivalent of 3 cloves of garlic and 1 red chilli. I couldn't get any long Thai ones, so I'm going to go with this one. And I'm just going to chop it into pieces, stick it in the jar and the jug. So I've already got my dry bits sorted out. So I've got here half a teaspoon of mace, half a teaspoon of ground clove, and a teaspoon each of cumin and coriander seed, a bit more than 1 inch of ginger, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Should have used a smaller plate. That's all in there, and then I need to put in, to rescue my coriander seeds, some lemongrass. Again, I couldn't find any actual lemongrass, so I've got this jarred stuff. About 2 teaspoons is about 1 stalk. This is the one that's mixed with vinegar, so the vinegar's not going to affect anything, but about 2 teaspoons is about equivalent to a full stalk. Ideally you'd use a full stalk. This is some tamarind paste, and I can't remember, is 1 teaspoon tamarind paste. And this adds a really nice kind of bitter edge, of sour. If you don't have tamarind, you can use lemon. So just want the one in there. And some soy sauce, about 1 tablespoon soy. And about 1/2 tablespoon, give or take, of fish sauce. I'll put in a little bit more later on. And the same with the soy lot. I'll add a little bit more later on. And a little bit of sunflower oil. Need about a teaspoon, tablespoon, no, it's 1 teaspoon of oil. Any vegetable oil will do. That. Here, my new Whizzy toy. I spent a £5 on it, so I'm not sure how well it's going to go, but we shall see. Well, it works, so that's a good sign. So I'm just going to come down and I prefer my string steaks slightly frozen when I start, because as it defrosts, the flavour is kind of drawn in. So it's my beef and my flavour paste. And I'm just going to give this a quick toss around. So, there's my beef covered in paste, and I'm going to cover that and stick it in the fridge for at least 6 hours. I intend to turn this on at midnight, so 6 hours is good. If you want to put this on overnight, then by all means, but 6 hours for this one. Okay, so it's just gone midnight. I'm taking the beef out of the fridge. I'll drop that in there. It's all completely defrosted now, and the flavours have started to mingle. So, for whatever reason I opened this earlier and didn't mean to, but never mind. So that's 1 can of coconut milk plus half a can of water. I'll give that a quick stir. Doesn't look like much now, but I can assure you it will definitely become a lot more interesting in the morning. So okay, so this has had 12 hours. It's all cooked down, really rich. Oh, well, you can see it now. So I'm going to turn that off. That's all really cooked down. This meat is absolutely falling apart, so that's ready to go. You could serve that now if you wanted to, but I'm not going to serve that until tonight, so I'm just going to leave this to one side. It's going to hold a bit of heat, and that should be fine, and I'll reheat it again tonight. Just make sure you get it completely cooked through, completely warmed up to at least 72 degrees if you're going to hold it over like that. So There you go, that is my beef rendang curry, and I'll probably show you some photos of that finished later on. So that's it done.